This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Some people say it's an outdated technology. It really doesn't help. Do you think that's true?
No. I think a lot of people would have been warned here that didn't know it was coming.
First at 5, we've learned Monday's tornado that ripped through Pendleton damaged more than 500 buildings in the area. The huge cleanup effort continues tonight. And also new here at 5, we're learning Pendleton does not have tornado sirens to warn residents. Working for you, RTV6's Paris Lubell looks into what's being done to change the lapse in safety measures.
It's been an ongoing debate for years, but the town of Pendleton still doesn't have any tornado sirens. And when that warning was issued on Monday, people outside without their phones didn't know it was coming.
Why is there no sirens?
It came in the blink of an eye. Reports of a confirmed tornado on the ground on Monday in Pendleton. The county's emergency management authority sounding the alarm and alerting the National Weather Service, as well as sending alert messages out to the community members who signed up for the county's Nixle service. But that traditional tornado siren sound wasn't there. There's no outdoor warning sirens in the park, downtown, or anywhere at all in the town of Pendleton. The town has never installed them. But after the EF2 tornado touched down on Monday, the people we talked to say that has to change.
I was actually putting my son to sleep. We have an 8-month-old, and I happened to look online on Facebook, and one of the news stations was saying, take shelter, take shelter. And so by the time we got downstairs, my husband grabbed our 3-year-old. We got in the closet, and our neighbor's trampoline came through the back window. And then afterwards is when we got a notification on our phone saying, you know, the alarm that goes off on your phone.
But first responders say those sirens shouldn't be relied on. They're meant only as outdoor warning sirens, and even if they were there, they can't always be heard inside.
If you're directly under it, you absolutely are going to hear it inside your house with those decibels.
But farther away, they aren't the fix. So what do? The county says subscribe to the Nixle alerts and buy an all hazards radio. We'll show you more on how those alerts work and how you can sign up for them coming up on the news at 6. For now, in Pendleton, Paris Lubell, RTV6.
Paris, thank you. Compared to the rest of the week, it's a beautiful evening around central Indiana, as you can see from our Weather Now camera network there. Kevin Gregory, meteorologist Kevin Gregory is here with me now looking ahead to the weekend. So any changes you're tracking, Kevin?
Well, we're living in one of them right now because it's not raining in Indy. And I think every day this week we've had either a thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning.
One or the other, right?
So we do have a couple downpours, but they're riding right along the state line with Ohio, which means they'll fade away, and they're starting to move away from central Indiana. This is the very back edge of some rain that we've had the last few days. Notice how it's moving pretty much to the south, maybe just a little northeast to southwest, an unusual direction on the backside of the departing weather system. Those of you in Jackson County south of Seymour, some rain there. We're going to continue to quiet things down. Temperatures in the upper 70s right now, and the clouds that you see out your window will fade away. Once the sun sets, we lose the heating. These cumulus clouds will clear. Temperatures through the evening hours move from the mid-70s to the upper 60s at 11 o'clock tonight. We'll talk about tomorrow's chance for thunderstorms. You've got the morning hours to get things done, but rain chances increase in the afternoon.
Developing tonight, 3 people have been shot. 1 person is dead at a gas station on Indianapolis' southwest side. The shooting happened at the Marathon station at Mooresville Road and Mills Road this afternoon. And right now, Metro Police have 3 of the suspects in custody, and they're looking for a 4th. Police say this started as a fight at another location and escalated outside the gas station. Again, police confirmed the shooting killed 1 person. Medics rushed the other 2 shooting victims to a local hospital. They were critically hurt. We'll continue following this developing story, and as soon as we get more information, we will post it on the RTV6 app, theindychannel.com, and we'll bring it to you right here on RTV6. New at 5, another elephant at the Indianapolis Zoo has tested positive for a potentially deadly virus. Zookeepers say they detected the virus in a 12-year-old female elephant named Zahara on May 20th. Zahara is the zoo's 4th elephant to contract the virus in less than 9 weeks. This time it was caught early because the zoo implemented regular testing after the first elephant became ill. Zookeepers are optimistic about Zahara's recovery. The first 2 elephants to come down with the virus, Naya and Kalina, both died. And the zoo's only male elephant, Kadar, also contracted the virus, but he has fully recovered. A man who lives in a condominium on the south side is frustrated. He has a hole in his roof and says management won't fix it. Working for you, RTV6's Stephanie Wade tries to get some help for this homeowner.
From where I'm standing, you can see the roof is collapsing here, the dip in the structure. Now I'm using a GoPro camera so you can see inside the soffit where the hole is. You can imagine when it rains, the water gets in and the hole gets bigger.
The wood's rotten, so it's going to just keep expanding.
Roger Spangler says every time
I walk out my front door and I get drenched because it's pouring behind the gutters and because there's a hole in the roof.
He lives in the Sherman Oaks condominium division on the south side and says he's told management the roof needs to be fixed or replaced for a few years now.
How do you repair a 35-year-old roof? You know, something else could go wrong. What happens when there's a catastrophic? Well, if the roof caves in on me, then what?
But the hole's still there.
Neglected. They're neglecting their responsibilities.
For paying $220 a month for upkeep and maintenance outside of his own homeowner finances, Spangler says,
I just need someone to stand behind me to stand up to this and maybe get resolution.
I spoke with a Sherman Oaks manager today, and they tell me, quote, the board of directors is in the process of roof repairs and replacements throughout the community. There are 100 roofs to maintain. This owner's home falls within the oldest roofs to be replaced as early as possible. Whether it'll be repaired or replaced is left to their professional roofing vendor and as funds allow. Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
RTV6 will stay on top of Roger's issue to make sure it is fixed. If you need help and you're not getting the answers you deserve, reach out to us. Email us at workingforyou@rtv6.com. A couple in Monroe County is facing murder charges tonight following the death of a 12-year-old boy. Police say the child had been severely abused. The boy's father, Louis Passo, and his wife, Diane Flores, were arrested earlier this week. Detectives say they were in Monroe County advertising for a circus when the boy died. Investigators say they found evidence of abuse and starvation of the child. That includes a box containing restraints and a canine shock collar. Child Protective Services took away 3 other children who were with the couple. Police say those 3 appear to be healthy. New information tonight about the death of a 16-month-old girl on the northeast side. The Marion County Coroner's Office has released her name, and it is Zaria Box. The coroner's office says her cause of death is pending additional test results. Police were called early this morning to a home along Shady Oak Drive near 42nd and Midhofer. They say Zaria's mother's boyfriend claims he was watching the little girl when he noticed she wasn't breathing. He called her mother, who rushed home and then went with the child to Riley Hospital, where she died. Police tell us they consider Zaria's death suspicious, but so far no arrests have been made. New charges tonight for a man who police say downloaded and shared child pornography. Reese Dick is 26 years old. The Internet Crimes Against Children Unit began investigating after an undercover officer noticed an internet connection belonging to Dick was allegedly sharing graphic child pornography. Police arrested Dick after serving a warrant at his home near 14th and North Pennsylvania Street. Tonight, the Hamilton Southeastern School Board is without a president. The school district says Mike Bortoff submitted a letter of resignation on Thursday, effective immediately. Bortoff was elected to the board in 2016 and had only become the president of the board this year. No reason for his resignation was given. The Hamilton Southeastern School District recently dealt with controversy over its non-discrimination policy. In April, the school board approved a policy that excluded gender identity as a protected class. After weeks of backlash from students and parents, the board came back and approved new non-discrimination language. More to come on RTV6 this hour. Ahead on the Now Indy. If you're trying to get around this weekend, be ready to navigate the detours. An uptick in construction this weekend around the Circle City. That's at 5:30. And still to come here at 5, teamwork to make the dream work. The ways people banded together to show they have pride in the neighborhoods they call home. And then wait until you see what happened when an alligator broke into a home. The standoff in the family's kitchen and the way it ended.
And the rain will pull away from Indiana tonight, but for how long? We'll let you know when it returns Saturday. And there's a dry stretch within the 7-day forecast. Can't wait to show it to you. Big money at Menards.
The Colts recently signed quarterback Chad Kelly to compete for a backup spot on the team, but this afternoon, the NFL announced that Kelly has been suspended without pay for the first 2 games of the regular season. The league said Kelly violated the NFL's personal conduct policy. Kelly is eligible to participate in all offseason and preseason practices and games. 2 teenagers are accused of murder in connection with the shooting death of an 18-year-old in Lawrence earlier this week. Police say Dominic Jones was driving when he was hit by a bullet fired from a second vehicle and crashed. Officers questioned and released 3 passengers who were in the car with Dominic. Today, Lawrence police arrested a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old who they say were responsible for shooting at Jones from the second car. Right now, the Avon Police Department needs your help to find this missing man. The state has issued a silver alert for him. 83-year-old Clarence Mahurin was last seen around 1:30 this afternoon driving a 2004 Ford Explorer. He is believed to be in extreme danger and may require medical assistance. His Ford Explorer has an Indiana plate with the number FB7948. If you think you've seen Clarence Mahurin, call the Avon Police Department or 911 right away. Some good news to report tonight. It's an update to a story we brought you on the news at 5 yesterday. These 2 puppies are now back at a Johnson County shelter after someone stole them. The 2 pit bulls were taken on Saturday but returned to the Johnson County Humane Society last night. The Sheriff's Office shared pictures of the puppies playing before they were reunited with their mother. The Johnson County Sheriff's Office is trying to identify the suspects who took those dogs. Agencies around the city of Indianapolis are teaming up to clean up a West Side community. Illegal dumping has been a major problem in the Riverside community. There is trash and illegally dumped materials all across that neighborhood. As part of Indianapolis's It's My City initiative, agencies sent out crews along with volunteers to clean up the alleys and streets of Riverside. The hope is people take more pride in living in that community and will stop polluting the ground there. President Trump announcing new tariffs on Mexico unless the country stops migrants from crossing into the United States. ABC's Trevor Ault explains the impact these new tariffs could have on you.
President Trump imposing tariffs against America's 3rd biggest trading partner. 5% on all goods imported from Mexico starting June 10th, with the threat of an additional 5% increase every month, up to 25%, unless Mexico cuts off illegal immigration at the border. The White House saying these actions come after warning Mexico to do something about the border for months.
Anybody in this country, or frankly in the world, that says that they're surprised by this has been living under a rock and not paying attention.
But some Republicans appear to have been caught off guard. Representative Peter King telling Fox News he didn't think anyone knew this was coming, saying the president has the power to raise tariffs, but there will be collateral damage.
Obviously, it'll have more of an impact on Mexico than on us. But many American businesses, and that means many American workers, could be affected by this.
The president says the tariffs could drive businesses that move to Mexico, like many in the auto industry, back to the United States, adding that Mexico must take back their country from the drug lords and cartels. The tariff is about stopping drugs as well as illegals.
It's a humanitarian and national security crisis, and it has to be dealt with.
Democrats have responded to the tariffs with criticism. The Democratic-led House Homeland Security Committee tweeting that the president, quote, has a severe lack of understanding when it comes to both immigration as well as basic economics. Several Republicans have responded cautiously to the tariffs, supporting the president but saying the consequences need to be watched closely. But Republican Senator Chuck Grassley has criticized the president, calling this a misuse of presidential tariff authority. Trevor Ault, ABC News, Washington.
A horrific discovery made inside a Florida home, certainly an unwanted visitor. An 11-foot-long alligator broke into the kitchen of a Clearwater, Florida home. Look at that. The gator smashed a low-level window and went straight for the wine, breaking several bottles there. That cost the homeowner a pretty penny, but it could have been a lot worse. The woman inside the home describes this terrifying situation.
All I have is a vision of his huge head. He's just gigantic head looking at me saying, hey, I immediately turned around and went back to where I belong and closed the door and got the police. I knew I couldn't do anything with him. I just was hoping he would just stay there for the police to take care of, because I had a bird in the front bedroom and I was afraid he was going to go in there and destroy it.
Oh my goodness. Luckily, no one was hurt. Crews say the gator is safe and is a good candidate for relocation.
At first, it looked like he came through like a doggy door.
Yeah.
But he busted the lower window.
Busted the lower window, went straight for the wine, probably just wanted to unwind there. All right.
So you have no risks like that in Indiana. Maybe a raccoon or a squirrel or something unauthorized ends up in the house. Rain would be unauthorized tonight.
Good.
It's going to move on. We've got one shower off to the east. Doesn't that look good? Little sunshine out there this afternoon as you take a look at the JW Marriott and all the, what do you call those, stencils that were there for the
They are gone.
They are.
And this is from our new Weather Now camera there. Crystal clear picture there.
Yeah, and Victory Field on your left, everything looking nice and green. To the showers, I mentioned we're dry. Now, there are a couple spots. Richmond down to Liberty in eastern Indiana. Nice little downpour there and some rain showers. Instead of this expanding, becoming a bigger part of the evening, it will be diminishing and moving away. 71 rain-cooled degrees for those of you in Wayne County, 79 in Terre Haute, 80 in Bedford. Temperatures relatively comfortable for this time of day. Temperatures through the evening hours will fall into the 60s. Mark, check this out. Look at Jake. Should we wake him up?
Hey, Jake. No,
it's his big moment. He had the remote. He tuned into RTV6 because he knew I was taking him for a walk in my forecast, and then he dozed. He fell asleep. All right, James, thanks for sending in the picture. Of course, you can send me a picture of your dog at kevin.gregory@WRTV.com, and I'll take your dog for a walk during the evening forecast. Storms develop tomorrow. That said, I think we've got plenty of dry hours tomorrow. If you need to mow the lawn, other things going on, get that done through the first 2/3 of the day. Late in the afternoon into Saturday night is when our thunderstorm chances will peak. Quite a bit cooler on Sunday. Breezy, 71 with sunshine. Rain chances tomorrow going up, as we mentioned, especially early evening into the nighttime hours on Saturday. Slight risk for severe storms over the western portion of the state and northwestern portion. Wind and hail the main threats, as well as heavy rainfall. As we've seen, just about any time it rains recently, it flat out pours. The humidity is still fairly high. Hopefully you have the Storm Shield app by now. If not, just a friendly reminder, it is free. It costs you nothing. Gives you peace of mind. We'll send alerts right to your iPhone or Android device. Temperatures tomorrow, still warm, warmest of the weekend. Lower 80s to the north. These thunderstorms developing after 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Temperatures to the south with a southwest wind, low to mid 80s for the high. A noticeable cool down on Sunday. Many spots, especially north of Indianapolis, will struggle to get to the 70-degree mark. Temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s with sunshine around. That's the key for the second half of the weekend. Enjoy that. Temperatures actually below average. Early next week, up and away. Temperatures start to jump each day, peaking Wednesday at 81, but notice Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, there's your dry stretch. 3 straight days without rain in the forecast. As we roll into our brand new month this weekend, we kind of turn the page a little bit, but chance for thunderstorms is back Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week.
We need 3 dry days.
We need more than that, but we'll take what we can get.
All right, thank you, Kevin, for that. Hey, he was a race car driver, a network TV Casanova, and now he's a new dad. And now we know what Ari Leindike's baby's name is, and we'll share it with you coming up.
And be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
You're watching the news at 5 on RTV6. We are excited to announce Court TV is back. RTV6's parent company, Scripps, has revived the network. Let's go to Court TV's Julie Grant, who shows us the new developments in a case that's getting major national attention.
Hello to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV. We continue covering the case of the state of California versus former NFL star Kellen Winslow II. Today, it's just the attorneys and the judge who are in the courtroom. The jury will be back on Monday to continue hearing testimony. There are motions being argued before the court for jury instructions in this case, the law that the jury will get when they go to deliberate. The state rested on Thursday, calling 29 witnesses and 5 Jane Doe accusers. The big question is, will Kellen Winslow II take the stand? Court TV will be there to bring you live gavel-to-gavel coverage. I'm Julie Grant in our studio. Now back to you in your studio.
Thanks, Julie. You can stream Court TV live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at courttv.com. Ari Lyondike Jr., involved in one of the most dramatic season finales in ABC's Bachelor history, is a new dad. Lyondike Jr. and his wife, Lauren Burnham, welcomed the new baby girl. Her name is Alessi Wren Lyondike. Lyondike and Burnham met on the season on The Bachelor. He originally proposed to Becca Kufrin on the show, but after only a short time together, Ari had a change of heart. He left Becca and went to be with Lauren, whom he married. But congrats to Ari and Lauren on the new baby girl. Coming up all new at 6 o'clock, the saying goes, good fences make good neighbors. Well, one fence is far from good, and it's creating problems for an East Side family. Derek Thomas tries to help mend the rift, new at 6. But first on the Now Indy, an urgent warning about emails claiming to offer you a job. What you have to know tonight. You're watching RTV6.